Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Taitung city volunteers in DaAi district are cleaning up the streets and picking up litters after the annual Mazu pilgrimage procession. We go to Mainong district in Kaohsiung City to meet foreign spouse Du Sishen, who is raising her children on her own after her divorce. And students at the Hualien City universities are turning an empty land near their dormitory into an ecological park and farm. The Mazu pilgrimage procession in Taitung City, Taiwan, successfully ended last weekend. The event attracted many visitors to the DaAi district, but also left a large amount of garbage. To ensure the streets are clean before members of the public get back to work, city volunteers and community workers were mobilized to pick up rubbish and swipe the grounds.
At around 4 a.m., Taitung city volunteers are already cleaning the streets of DaAi district. Some sweep the ground, while others pick up rubbish.
This year we had some rain, so the grounds were easier to clean than in previous years. And there were more fireworks this year too.
Among those cleaning the streets are members of the DaAi Community Development Association, who have been taking part in the annual event for several years now. Sharing the same belief as Tzu Ji, these community workers and volunteers work together to return the area to its original state. At the 9-day Mazu festival, Tzu Ji volunteers set up recycling points around the city to collect recyclables. The two high school students taking part also came to understand the hardship that goes into safeguarding the planet.
As long as everyone sorts their garbage and does not litter, our work will be easier when it comes to keeping the planet clean and beautiful.
According to Taitung City's Environmental Protection Bureau, during the Mazu festival, the total amount of garbage created was 83.28 tons. However, the percentage of rubbish recycled went up by 12, with a total of 11.85 tons of recyclables collected. Signs that Tzu Ji's message is being heard.
As of April 14, 60 cases of H7N9 infection have been reported in China, with the death toll at 13. Although currently there is no concrete evidence of human-to-human transmission, new research shows genetic changes in the H7N9 strain could possibly make the virus more infectious. Meanwhile, in Taiwan, the Council of Agriculture expressed the possibility that the ban on the slaughtering of live poultry at traditional markets may come earlier than planned.
From April 14th to the evening of April 15th, 9 new cases of suspected H7N9 infections were reported in Taiwan. Currently, 5 people have been shown not to have the virus, while 4 others are yet to be confirmed. In Beijing, China, a 4-year-old boy has become the second person in the capital to be infected with H7N9. However, the boy displayed no symptoms of the avian flu and is currently under further medical observation at a local hospital in Beijing.
The appearance of cases with no symptoms in humans may mean that people infected do not get seriously ill, making the virus less deadly than it appears. However, we still need to monitor the transmission closely.
With the epidemic on the rise in China, Taiwan's health officials have ramped up border control measures at airports and ports to mitigate the virus from spreading into Taiwan. In the likelihood that the H7N9 virus spreads to Taiwan, or if it has been detected in live poultry markets, or if migratory birds fly south for the winter earlier than expected, the Council of Agriculture said that Taiwan could impose a ban on slaughtering live poultry at traditional markets earlier than planned.
The imposed ban could come earlier than planned should one of those 3 situations arise.
To prevent the spread of the H7N9 virus, members of the public are cautioned to limit unnecessary contact with bird species. Should the ban come into effect, the COA says the promulgation of the regulation to its implementation might take up to a month at soonest. According to information released by the World Health Organization, new research shows genetic changes in the H7N9 strain that would possibly make it more infectious. The receptor binding site was previously known to infect the lower respiratory tract, However, the current genetic mutation could enhance the ability of the virus to bind to receptors in the human upper air tract, increasing the possibility of human-to-human transmission.
Currently,
the H7N9 virus infects our lungs. For it to infect the upper respiratory tract, the virus will have to go through two genetic changes. Currently, there is only one genetic change. Thus, the chances that the virus will bind itself to the receptor cells in the human upper respiratory tract is highly unlikely at this stage. At this stage, we have not seen infections beyond family clusters, so we still don't have concrete evidence which shows that this virus is indeed transmissible from human to human.
Specialists and health officials are intensifying the surveillance for any changes in the H7N9 virus. For members of the public, maintaining personal hygiene and washing hands regularly are still the best course of action.
A group of Malaysia medical students recently came to Taiwan to learn how the medical system operates here. As a part of their trip, the students followed team of medical staff to a nursing home to carry out a free dental clinic. Seeing the selfless giving spirit of these doctors and volunteers was a great inspiration for these university students.
Upon opening this box that looks like a luggage, one will find all sorts of dental equipment. The creative idea was the design of Tima medical staff who use them to carry out mobile free clinics. What also surprised these interns from Malaysia are the love and devotion of these medical staff who give up their holidays to hold checkups for those living in nursing homes.
When I become a doctor, I will also visit remote townships or communities like this to carry out treatments for them. At least I can contribute to help their community.
After the free clinic, doctors share with the students how to teach members of the public the right way to clean their teeth and maintain a healthy oral hygiene. In the one-day event, these students also experienced a different kind of humanitarian spirit.
In Taiwan, there are over 46,000 foreign spouses, with the vast majority of them being females who have traveled to live and marry in an unfamiliar country. In Meinong district of Kaohsiung alone, there are over 700 foreign spouses. Among them is Du Sixuan, who came to live and work in Meinong after her divorce. Despite her nationality, she is just like any Taiwanese mother who would do anything for her son.
In the winter, the water is so cold, my hands feel frozen. All I can do is wear more clothes to keep warm. My name is Du Sixuan. I'm not afraid of difficulties in life, as my son is my beacon of hope. Kaohsiung's Meinong district is known for its wild lotuses. In her early 30s, Du Sixuan is one of the farm's best workers.
This girl is a hard worker. Most of them are like that. These three are a few of my best workers.
The owner is referring to these three women, all originally from Vietnam, that have brought much liveliness to the village. Every day each morning, the lower bodies of these lotus pickers are submerged in water. Their daily harvest of wild lotus is a minimum of 200 pounds. Owner Li Dongzhen says that most Taiwanese girls are not willing to do this kind of work, and very few will marry into a farming village. We will chat while we're working if we're in a good mood. If not, then we'll just argue with each other.
I tip my hat to them for their bravery in marrying a foreigner. Those who marry well will have nice husbands. Those who don't are often abused by their husbands, like that one over there. Her husband will bring her food to eat, so she's fine, but Sixuan's husband likes to drink and will often hit her and things like that.
Although they both married Taiwanese men, the two were dealt different hands.
Sixuan, how did you end up in Meinong? Who told you to come here?
No one told me to come here. At the time, jobs didn't pay well, and a plane ticket home was expensive. I got married and divorced over in Qishan.
Many times, things don't work out as one imagines.
Most people are adverse to new immigrants. We hear on prejudice like that. I mean, look, she's just trying to raise her child, pay rent. It's difficult as a single parent. You miss your family so much that it makes you cry.
Everybody is like that when they first arrive here. The other girls are like that as well.
After her divorce, Du had nothing to her name, no house or even friends. Making $100 an hour here picking wild lotuses, the young mother finds her life now enriched beyond belief. Du is similar to other Taiwanese mothers who scrimp and save to ensure their children don't go hungry. Although her son's tuition fee uses up 1/3 of her monthly salary, Du has never been happier.
As long as I'm healthy, I will work any job I can. On a farm, in a restaurant, anywhere. I can work any job for my child.
After her divorce, the young mother was fortunate enough to meet many compassionate people. Now she has rented a small place in which she and her son live.
Sometimes I think we are not really living our lives for ourselves, but for our children. Our children are the most important thing.
Many new immigrants to Taiwan are like Du, slowly finding renewed energy to keep going in this foreign land they now call home.
In Taitung's Fengyuan district lives one of Tzu Chi's care recipient family, the Wang family. Mr. Wang passed away from cerebellar atrophy, and his 3 children are all currently suffering from the same disease. Just when this family is in despair, Tzu Chi volunteers and team of medical staff arrive with love and care.
Every day, Ms. Wang spends much of her time taking care of her 3 children, all of whom suffer from various stages of cerebellar atrophy, which confines them to a wheelchair or completely bedridden.
In the morning, my mother will empty our urine bottle and feed my brother breakfast.
I feed them, and if the eldest needs to go to the bathroom, I assist him during the process.
Following the father's death, the mother has not only had to take care of the entire household, but has had to watch helplessly as her children's condition deteriorates.
The burden is so heavy, I was not sure how to make it through.
Just when it seemed there was no hope, fortunately, Tzu Chi was there.
I sent over an air mattress chair that will ensure your second oldest does not get bed sores.
Take a deep breath.
Also here today to give Ms. Wang's sons a checkup is team doctor Zhang Pei-ye.
In beginning, she didn't have a good grasp on medical treatment. However, in the time that we have been coming here, we have seen an improvement in their care.
The volunteers are a big source of help and support.
It was moving to see how she has never given up on her children. I suggested that she send them to a care facility, but she refused, deciding to care for them herself.
Today, the tears of this extraordinary mother are ones of gratitude for the love and warmth she has received.
Tzu Chi's history in Bloemfontein, South Africa began with Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Fude, who sees every opportunity to do Tzu Chi's work. He will often visit Zulu children in remote townships distributing stationery. Although he passed away from cancer a few years ago, his spirits inspired many fellow volunteers to continue spreading the seeds of love all across the city.
Whenever Tzu Chi volunteers pass through Bloemfontein, they always make a stop at Zhang Fude's home, where they spend quality time catching up and talking about Tzu Chi. Zhang's hospitable and generous character lives on in the hearts of his fellow volunteers.
Even if it was a short stay, whether we would be heading home to Johannesburg or elsewhere, our car will always be filled with snacks and fruit from him.
This is how Tzu Chi in Bloemfontein began. On one of his birthdays, Zhang Fude took hundreds of school bags to distribute to Zulu children in the townships. At the New Year celebration in 2008, Zhang also invited students from the Tzu Chi school in Ladysmith to stage a performance at the event. Despite having just received chemotherapy, he nevertheless insisted going on stage to hand out gifts to the children in thanks.
We hope that Tzu Chi volunteers in Bloemfontein will fulfill our master's wishes to help the African people, and it all starts with helping the children.
His heart and soul devoted to helping the Zulu children has inspired those around him to follow in his footsteps.
The Dharma vessel that has sailed to Africa has taken us on board, so we must seize each opportunity to give.
Volunteers once again returned to Jiang Fude's home, hoping to inspire Jiang's family to fulfill his lifetime wish.
When we think of everything he has done in the past, we are truly grateful.
With the Tzu Chi volunteers' dedication, the seeds of love in Bloemfontein will continue to flourish.
In Taiwan, facing price fluctuations in vegetables, many consumers find themselves at times unable to afford certain vegetables. In fact, the Agriculture and Food Agency established a plan to prevent this problem. To date, however, the plan has not been able to stop market fluctuations. In our next report, let's find out the reason behind the fluctuation in vegetable prices. Before sunrise, this wholesale market is already filled with buyers. Inside the wholesale market, wholesalers and greengrocers look at their notes as an auctioneer shouts out prices of vegetables.
Compared to previous days, the prices of vegetables have dropped a bit.
From March to April, a large amount of cabbages sitting on 139 hectares of land was harvested, resulting in the price of cabbages dropped to less than 3 new Taiwanese dollars per kilogram. Aware of such problems, Agriculture and Food Agency has set up a warning system.
We estimate the total cultivated area of a vegetable by calculating the amount of seedlings we gave out. If we have more than 150 hectares of cabbages and more than 60 hectares of Chinese cabbages being planted, we will send out a warning.
Taking cabbage and Chinese cabbage as examples, every 10 days, the cultivated area for cabbage and Chinese cabbage should be about 200 hectares and 80 hectares respectively. If that number is exceeded by 150 hectares and 60 hectares respectively, then the Agriculture and Food Agency will send out a warning system to farmers associations across the island to remind farmers to grow less of both vegetables. At the same time, the government will also provide funding to buy the crops to avoid significant price drops. However, the system still failed to prevent a massive drop in vegetable prices.
Farmers don't know the selling price of their goods and can only find that out from wholesalers. It means that wholesalers are mainly the people that determine the prices of vegetables.
Inside this farmers market, farmers are selling their goods directly to consumers, which let them know exactly the amount of money they can earn.
Farmers should grow and sell their goods by themselves. When farmers sell their vegetables directly to consumers, they can interact with them and know if consumers like their goods or not.
However, even farmers selling their goods directly to consumers has not stopped the fluctuation in vegetable prices.
Of course, we need to consider transportation costs and resale prices. We are concerned about the fact that farmers may only receive 2 NT dollars for selling their vegetables to wholesalers, but consumers need to pay 200 NT dollars to buy it from wholesalers.
So are wholesalers responsible for this problem? If we go back to the wholesale market, we can find our answer in this pile of vegetable leaves.
There are differences between wholesale price and auction price. It has been raining quite a bit, so many vegetables need to be shed off their outer layers.
As this Chinese cabbage shows signs of insect bites, 2/3 of it has to be thrown away to meet consumers' expectations. In fact, these costs are added to what consumers pay.
Consumers should accept and understand the fact that when they see insect bites on the outer layer of the vegetables, it means that no pesticides were added before harvest.
In fact, many of us have forgotten that our shopping habits also contribute to the dramatic changes in vegetable prices. To solve this problem, if farmers can plant their vegetables according to the amount that is needed by market and work hand in hand with the government, then there is a hope that the cycle of fluctuation of vegetable prices can finally stop. When it comes to saving the earth, getting out the message of environmentalism is important. However, slogans and ideas still need to be turned into action. Students at the Tzu University in Hualien, Taiwan were doing just that when they took the first step in transforming an empty lot into an ecological park and farm. Administrators and teachers at the school hope that such activities will encourage the students to continue their good work even after graduation.
Before starting, everyone groups up in a circle to bless the young saplings to be planted.
I believe it is important for everyone to learn how to plant trees, as well as how to bless and purify the land on which these saplings will soon call their home. So a forest of food is in fact a forest. Do you have to water a forest? No. Do you have to add fertilizer to a forest? No. But a forest still provides for so many people.
In the face of climate change, Professor Cho hopes to teach these students environmentally friendly planting methods as they work to transform what was once a barren piece of land into a forest of plenty.
Through such activities, students can take what they have learned in class about ecology, reforestation, and sustainable design and development and go out there and actualize these theories. I think that after today's activity, these students will enjoy a deeper connection to the land.
Everyone gives it their all to transform the 3,300 square meter piece of land into a future Garden of Eden. For many of the students, it was their first time to plant a tree, but all had high hopes for the future of the project.
I will bless them as I water them. I will tell the tree that I hope it can grow quickly and that it can still be around for the next generation to enjoy.
The development of the new ecological park and farm is not only a step in the right direction in reducing greenhouse gases, but by getting students personally involved, it helps them nurture a bond of love and hope between themselves and the earth.
We stay in Taiwan at the end of the show. International students from Paraguay visited the Tzu Humanitarian Center in Guangzhou of Taipei. These students not only visited DaAi TV, but also practiced recycling at the Tzu Guangzhou grounds. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.